DFS Show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Thursday 5-game main slate. I almost said Wednesday. We're watching the Wednesday slate. We're previewing the Thursday slate. 5 games, final slate before the All-Star break. So we'll have a bit of a hiatus for about a week here. Grande going on vacation. This will be his last show until next Friday, I think. Not tomorrow, not the Friday upcoming, obviously, but
No, I'm not even. Nah, dog. That following Monday, dog.
We'll see. He's off for a while. So, get a look at his face now.
You know what? I deserve it, John.
Maybe he'll be in the Discord. I don't know. You never know.
I deserve it. What do I got to be in the Discord for? There's no sports going on.
That's true.
If this was
this is when we become hockey bros. So
true. Or if this is 2020 COVID, we'd be rocking some CS:GO every night.
Oh, all in on the CS:GO for sure. But we got NASCAR back. We got PGA.
Yeah, I don't waste my money with it.
But we'll see what happens. So obviously last slate here, every team is on a back-to-back, which means
mayhem.
Back-to-back before the All-Star break. Probably a chance that we see some people get ruled out for this slate. So very difficult. Just bear with us with the preview show. Myself and Keith will be live at 5 p.m. to give you all the latest news and updates, and check the start time of this slate, everybody here. Won't let me scroll up any further, probably because I'm not showing the right screen. 1 second. Let's get that going.
8 p.m.
There it is. Check the start time. 8 p.m. So we have a 5 p.m. show with an 8 p.m. roster lock. So there'll be quite a bit of time between our show ending and any sort of lineup news likely coming through at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So again, stay by your phones. Have your Twitter notifications turned on. Get in our Discord. Check our lineups channel. All the good stuff to get you guys ready for this 5-game main slate. Your top price plays on this slate, SGA, $11K for SGA. The price is going up for him. Well-deservedly so, because he went over 30 actual again against Miami here on Wednesday. Anthony Edwards went over 30 actual as well, or 28, whatever.
No, 28, yeah.
Whatever the box score eventually adjusted itself to, because that thing was bouncing around.
Yeah.
He missed. He was 10 of 33 from the floor. We know that much. Not a good day for Edwards. Now deals with OKC. Sabonis 95. Irving, Harden, Curry are 9K and above. Plays for this slate. Brings us to point guard. SGA.
All the same guys.
Irving, Harden, Curry.
Other than Sabonis, exclude Sabonis, and you got basically.
Yeah, I'll move Edwards to shooting guard here. Again, nothing bad can really be said about SGA. If you want to play him, you can on any slate you want to. It is a back-to-back. We do sometimes see the Thunder go with an extended rotation, but this is a divisional conference matchup, rather. So I would anticipate SGA playing a good amount of healthy minutes here against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But do you pay $11,000 on this slate for SGA, James?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to depend. I do believe they will go with that extended rotation. It never impacts SGA, though. Like, it never will impact him. He's good. His minutes are good. I'm okay with it. I mean, Minnesota's defense has been fine. They still rank really well. He needs 55 fantasy points for a baseline of 5x. We've seen that a lot this year. So, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Irving gets Miami matchup. Harden gets Utah. Curry gets Houston. Got a lean of that trio?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing that stood out to me with when you're talking was I don't think Kawhi plays.
Sure.
Second leg of a back-to-back. So I would immediately look at Harden in that case. He has been really good the last few games. He's been really good the whole first half of the year. I mean, he made an all-star game because of it at 36 years old. So Harden would probably be the guy for me. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie sat second leg of a back-to-back either. We've seen that on a few instances.
Do they have enough players for him to sit?
Yeah, they have a lot of like third and fourth string guards. Jaden
It's
Hardy,
true.
they've been like DMPing and stuff. So I don't think the guards are the issue. I think it's everything else that are concerning. Steph Curry has been playing back-to-backs, or at least has played the last couple. That's also something to monitor. Not the easiest spot against Houston. Houston also hasn't been the same team for the last, handful of games. They did pick up a win against Phoenix, but gave up 111 points to a Phoenix team with like Kevin Durant and friends, right? It was literally just Kevin Durant, second leg of a back-to-back, and everyone else was ruled out. So that game, the spot for Curry isn't as bad, I think, as upon like review. But I would say Harden is the one guy to me because I just find it hard to believe Kawhi would play on the second leg of a back-to-back going into the All-Star. So it would be Harden for me above everyone else. I am having a lot of trouble speaking.
Evan Thompson, he had a huge game as projected on Wednesday, 58 fantasy points for him, triple-doubled in that game. He gets Golden State. Tyler Hero
Sorry, my
is
bad.
$8,300 against Dallas. McCollum 79, Monk 77.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would project Amen Thompson here, but point guard, small forward, really good spot, second leg of a back-to-back.
We've seen him have some struggles on back-to-backs.
We have. That is it. Now, it is worth noting, no Tari Eason, no Steven Adams in this game.
Yeah.
Udoka said that they're gonna sit both those players. So that's definitely worth mentioning. Tyler Hero is fine. McCollum, fine. I guess we'll see if Zion
on a back-to-back, probably not.
He's going to sit. He hasn't played a back-to-back yet.
He was questionable with conditioning to begin with on the Wednesday.
Yeah, that was to see what game he was going to play. He's not playing in this game. He hasn't played a back-to-back yet. So unless he's cleared, but we just heard that soundbite like last week. He's like,
they won't let me play back-to-back.
They won't let me play. Yeah, that's their decision. So, and why would you at this point? You're down. You're like, guys, we have like 10 wins. Like, let us. Don't
Dead
play
last,
back-to-back.
right?
Yeah.
Just like don't get hurt so we can trade you.
Like McCollum, if he plays second leg and Malik Monk, we know Malik Monk has a ceiling. So I like that whole tier right there.
You've been the Isaiah Collier truther. Did he double yet? He was well on his way to doubling against the Lakers.
Let's see. He was almost triple doubling. He has currently, with 9 minutes left, John, he just checked out. He has 10 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds.
So possibly a triple-double on the way for Isaiah Collier here. $6,200. The price is up again a little bit, but I would imagine we'd run right back to the well with Isaiah Collier here.
Yeah, we've said it, right? He had a tough game against the Clippers the other day. The Clippers are good defensively. There's going to be no Kawhi, all but likely. I'm not going to officially deem him out, but he hasn't played a back-to-back yet. And I doubt it's going to be pre-All-Star break. There's literally no point. But we said it going into thinking it was going to be a blowout one way. The Utah Jazz are blowing the Lakers out. But he's played in all of these games in the starting lineup and in blowouts. So, over the span, I even said it, the last 5 games, he's been second in the league in potential assists, and he was tied for first in assists. He won't be because Trae Young had 20 of them on the Wednesday slate, but he's going to be right there because Isaiah Collier might end up with like 15 tonight by the time night's over. So, yeah, dude, this guy's a great fantasy player. If we're going to continue to get the minutes, and At the start of this run, you were the one though. Like, thank you for the flowers, but I will return them. You were the one who said, like, I mean, he's scoring. That's all we needed. Like the other stuff has been there basically the whole time. But
yeah, we don't expect him to be a 20-point per game scorer. It was great when he did it against Golden State. I expect him to just be a low double-digit point man, and he's giving you everything else. So
yep,
I'm with you there.
And at least it goes to show you too, if you get the 20, there is a very high ceiling.
Yeah, he had back-to-back 40 fantasy point games there. If Golden State sits a Curry or a Butler or whatever, Podziemski here, $5,700. They started Moody in the second half of tonight's game. They sat post. So, we'll see what happens with that lineup and rotation. Obviously, if anybody sits for the Pelicans, in their guard room, could see Alvarado. You mentioned if there's no Kyrie, you could get Dinwiddie getting extended minutes. Keon Ellis is having a huge night tonight. What do we think happens for the value range?
Keon Ellis, John, played 29 minutes tonight. He went 10 for 14 from the floor. He went 7 of 11 from 3. 27 actual for Keon Ellis. Also, something you and I had talked about in the pre-show, Bruce Brown, point guard, small forward, played 26 minutes off the Pelicans bench.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a legit chance that we get, if Bruce Brown plays on the second leg of a back-to-back, he starts for Zion. Because he played 8 more minutes than any other player off that Pelicans bench.
Yeah.
And I said it to you yesterday. They specifically said him and Kelly Olynyk are not around just to be around this year. That is a thing that they want moving forward. So
yeah.
Yes, on both Pelicans, you mentioned Alvarado and Bruce Brown. Yes, on Moody, if they start him, or at least it's good to know that he's going to start the second half. Wouldn't hate Dinwiddie at 5K if, they already ruled PJ Washington out, so wouldn't hate that. For what it's worth, Miami started Davion Mitchell.
I was going to say, are we chasing the Davion Mitchell points tonight?
I don't know what he ended with, 14. The most important thing in that is he played 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Alec Burks, who I think is at this position, played 28 minutes. If there's no Duncan, no Jaquez. Oh, Jaquez DMP'd.
Yeah, he was illness. He had an illness.
Okay, Jaquez, Rozier, Robinson. If all of those players are out again, then yes, Davion and Alec Burks are back in our lives. At least they'll be in mine, and I will be sad about
We'll see. Shooting guard. Again, Edwards had the huge shooting day, 33 shot attempts. Was not great at making those shot attempts, but I'll take a guy taking 33 shots. I have no problem doing that.
Thank you for the reminder, John. I appreciate it.
Yep. What happened?
I said thank you for the reminder.
What, did he miss the shots?
Yeah, yes. All of them.
I played him too. He still got you almost 50 fantasy points. It's just,
I know.
What did Murphy finish with today? I liked Murphy. He got off to a little bit of a good start. I don't know how he finished that game though.
Speaking of the number 50, John.
Yeah, I know. Jamal Murray's got a 50 actual game going.
He has 51, just monitoring this as we're recording. 51 actual with 7:30 left in a 12-point game.
So you think we got a 60 bomb on the way?
I think that seems a possible outcome of tonight.
Well, Zion did Zion things in this matchup again. He had 33, 9, and 7. So Murphy only finished with 19, 4, and 5. But we assume no Zion in the second leg of this back-to-back, and it's in Sacramento again. So I will just run it right back with Trey Murphy if I wanted to there.
Why does the schedule spit out 3 games against the same team in a span of 5 days?
I don't know. I feel like we've had that happen before. Maybe it was the NBA. We do a lot of these shows. I forget if it's baseball or if it's the NBA where the teams are just like playing the same teams over and over again, but the NBA certainly makes that happen. Norm at 74. Again, continues to just do Norm things here. And they know Kawhi, so.
This elevated price is so because Kawhi's not playing. It's the only reason.
We've seen him price higher.
No, I know, but he hasn't been. And he hasn't like done anything to warrant this price.
Sure. Jalen Green, 72. Jordan Clarkson up to 67.
Rest candidate. He's been resting on back-to-backs too.
Yeah. Clay's 55. Christie's 52.
Yep.
Is Bogdan getting run?
Nope. Currently
hasn't played yet.
Currently in the second quarter, he has played.
Played today? Hadn't played for them until today then.
Yeah. No, he has. Yeah. He's up to 5 minutes currently. Early second quarter.
But he healed. He has Whitmore, right? No Tari Eason already out. So Whitmore 43.
Yep, Whitmore 43 for sure. Back in our lives. Absolutely. Lou Dort, you just got to dodge the foul trouble. He'll guard Ant. Isaiah Joe, he'll play mid-20s minutes. They lost Caruso tonight, John. So OKC's without Cason Wallace and Caruso in this game. So I'd expect Isaiah Joe to get some solid minutes off the bench. I know Chet's back for the second leg of a back-to-back, but don't hate that. I don't know if you saw Shannon Jr. for Minnesota had like what was the stat line he had? He had a monster game, and I couldn't believe it. So maybe if Mike Conley's out again, we look at Shannon Jr. Terrence Shannon Jr. had 11 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds with a block and a steal in 20 minutes off the bench for Minnesota.
Useful.
If he played the most minutes off their bench, played more than Clark, more than Dillingham, more than Ingles. If they're going to play second leg of a back-to-back, Terrence Shannon, if there's no Conley, is something to consider there.
What was the Miami play there? Was it Miami? Who's the the random name person that we saw on? Is it Baugh? Was that?
No, that was Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay, not on the slate then. Okay.
Also, Jaime Jaquez was not ill.
I thought it said illness.
No, Duncan, and who's the other one? Terry Rozier. Jaime Jaquez was available and did not play.
Was available and did not play? I swore that there was an update on him this afternoon that said something about an illness, but maybe you're right. Maybe I just made that up. I remember seeing a tweet update with his name involved there. So I'll scroll through. All right. Any other shooting guards for you?
No, just the Shannon Jr. stuff. If Mike Conley's out again, that's something to consider.
All right. Small forward then. Amy Thompson's there. Murphy buckets. Do we think he plays on a back-to-back?
I don't know. I mean, he was citing conditioning as an issue, right? So there's definitely a chance he doesn't. But if he plays, I'd have interest. He's having another good game.
So this is the underdog update. Jaime Jaquez Jr. illness said he'll be available for Wednesday's game.
So was available.
Was available, but had illness in his update status. So who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe they needed a body just in case. I guess my guy, like where would we do here? What's our small forward thoughts of this 7K and up range?
7K and up. DeRozan just playing massive minutes nightly. I'd be good with DeRozan. I think that's super safe. We like Norm. Levine's gonna eventually make shots. I mean, he's too good to not make shots. He was shooting like 40% from the floor. They put up 120 points on New Orleans again. Levine had 23. DeRozan had 24, 6, and 4. I would probably just say like the Kings again would stand out to me. DeRozan and Levine. I know Levine's gonna make shots, dude. He's too good not to make shots. And DeRozan's just been so good. So I would say those two. I like Jimmy if he plays. We can play Alvin Thompson. They're going to be shorthanded. Murphy's great. So I like a lot of those guys. Larry Markkinen, definitely a sit candidate. We've seen that from Utah too, where they just rest these players on back-to-backs.
Yeah.
So I'd kind of expect Markkinen to sit, but he hasn't played a back-to-back since. Has Larry Markkinen not played a back-to-back this year? He hasn't played a back-to-back since November.
Looks like it's probably a good time for him not to play.
Probably not playing.
Right. Got Najee Marshall at 55. Could be a spot for him there.
Yep.
And then again, it runs out quick. Again, Moody, I guess, would be an option if he's started the second half, like we mentioned today.
Yep. Svi is always a plug when Markkinen goes out.
Yeah.
Always a guy they play.
Yeah, that's true. $4,500 for Svi here.
We talked Bruce Brown. Would love Bruce Brown. Cam Whitmore. Would love Cam Whitmore.
Yep. You mentioned Shannon there. All right, we'll see what happens at the small forward position. Power forward. Gives us Zion. We don't think he'll play.
Jayshawn Tate might start, by the way. That might be a starting lineup that we get.
Yeah, instead of Cam Whitmore, Tate over him. Yeah. Could see that. Bam had a good night tonight.
He did.
Get him a power forward is actually a pretty nice advantage there.
Yeah, that's a great change by DraftKings, right? It makes Bam way more appealing than he was.
Yeah, at center where he's just you'll never play him at his price tag.
No, never.
But I'll play 81 for Bam and power forward.
Agreed.
I'll do that.
Agreed.
Against Dallas, especially. Maybe Dallas gets PJ. No, they already ruled him out. You're right.
They already ruled him out. Yeah.
Jalen Williams, we've talked. Naz Reid, 71. We'll see if John Collins plays back to back.
Yeah, I mean, if he hasn't either. Dude, they just haven't played guys on back-to-backs. They just except Collier and Keontae George. That's it. Those are the only guys they play at back-to-backs. So we'll see if any of these dudes play for Utah, but very live to sit, all of them.
Yeah. You have Draymond.
Oh, Chet, by the way, he'll play.
What's his minutes going to be like, though?
I mean, 22, 25. If that continues 28, I wouldn't hate it, wouldn't love it, but I think it's worth at least considering.
On a smaller slate, probably, right? Just to get the raw points.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan, 53. Jovic, 53. Probably fine, both of those guys.
Keegan and Jovic, both fine for sure.
Prosper, your guy right there. Prosper, how many assists is he up to right now?
He has not accrued another one since the last time we talked.
6 and 3 right now for
and a 1 steal. So he's having a really good game at 4,200. I mean, he started at center. He's gonna have a very hard time in the next game, but that's just what's happening. Dallas doesn't have any length, so it's definitely a play.
Yeah. Anything else down here?
I mean, if Matkovic starts at 46, that would obviously be something we'd take a look at.
Yeah, and we kind of think he will if Zion sits, right? So
I don't. I mean, I still think I said Bruce Brown. I think Bruce Brown is the guy, but I don't know that for certain.
Sure.
Obviously, but I do think the minutes for Bruce Brown on the front end suggest that he is their primary bench player moving forward, and probably a guy they may plug into the lineup. But that's it.
Okay. Center. Sabonis 95, Şengün 85. Talk Bam. You have Zubac at 76.
Sabonis is great. I am skeptical I mean, it's, I'm just going to say this about everyone, but Şengün was going into that game with a back injury, the Wednesday game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing suggesting he's going to sit, but you never like seeing a guy going into a slate with a back injury and then have to play in a back-to-back. So I think it's possible he doesn't play. Not saying he will, not saying he won't, but I think it's possible that he doesn't. Like Bam, love Zubats. Zubats, I mean, he is just
It's been unbelievable.
what he is. I don't know. He's just an absolute maniac.
Yep. Walker Kessler's 7K and the other side of that matchup. Gobert had a huge night. I don't know if he'll do it against the Thunder, but he had a big game on Wednesday. And Collier obviously has himself a really good matchup. I know his production is kind of waned offensively at times, but the rebounding's still pretty legit for him. So got him at 61.
Yeah, I'm that whole tier to me is like fine.
Okay. Would you play any of the value?
Misi at 52, I think is a pretty good play, especially if there's no Zion.
Okay.
We'll see Steven Adams sit. That means they'll operate with Jock Landale as their backup center, possibly their starting center if we get Şengün to be ruled out. So Landale at 42 has a little bit of interest. But I don't think there's anything else unless there's some injuries.
All right. Let's build a lineup then. I could go like Collier, I guess. Probably start there, 62. We liked Bam at the power forward spot. Let's see. Do we have have any value that we'd like to go into on this slate here? Prosper 48.
Yeah, I mean, I think Prosper's fine.
Moody, probably gonna play.
Yeah, Moody's fine. There's a lot of New Orleans stuff we'd like. Alvarado, Brown.
Because we're just anticipating him not playing, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, he has not played a back-to-back, and I just cannot imagine a world where he plays a back-to-back.
Yeah.
Right before the All-Star break, that would just feel.
Like Şengün there.
I'm also skeptical on Şengün. So
okay. On the back-to-back, okay. I'll go Zubac down here.
I mean, with the back, he has a back injury, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he's going to sit, but I'm just a little. I don't know. Maybe he's fine. I don't know.
Sure. No, that's fair. You liked DeRozan, and that gives us 7K for Utah, which gives us a bunch of Utah guys that are going to sit, and
so there are a whole tier of guys that are
aren't going to play. Let's see if we went up a little bit more than Jalen Williams, and then 62.
It's a horrible range.
Play where, I guess.
Just
get the rebounds. Collier, Mihailu, Christie, Bam, Zubac, Moody, Jalen Williams, Collier, $100 left over. Again, we'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I will be. Grinding's on vacation. Me and Keith. So make sure you tune in for the show. 8 p.m. roster lock. There'll be plenty of time for news to come down. And then we got the All-Star break, everybody. So good luck. We'll see you then.